Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. So today we're going to start with a new topic, which is the very first topic on R programming, basic R programming, right? So to start with, let's open up your Google R Studio, right? Buka R Studio and go to File, New File, and R Script. Can you get it? This is your R Studio, right? So click on File, New File, and click on R Script. So we're going to start using R Script, and we're going to save it to our desktop. Right? Let's say we save this one as Introduction to R. Basic R, right? Click on save, right? You can nampak kat sini dah already save lah. Introduction to basic R dot R. Dot R means R script lah, right? Have you done that? Okay, kita start dengan tu kan. Right, and make sure your R version is currently 4.0.3. That is the newest version, right? If you have a 4.0.2 also can do, no worries, right? So let's start with the first thing in R, right? So to command in R, we need to start with hashtag. Hashtag, this is how to command in R script. So commenting is very important. When you do a coding, you need to do you need to leave some comment, so you can in future you can understand what you have done previously, right? This is how we do commenting lah. We start with hashtag, so using hashtag to comment, right? So this is a command, and this is also a command. So kalau kita ada hashtag kat belakang pun sama juga, right? Command 1 plus 1, right? So let's say kita letak 1 plus 1. Kalau you tak letak hashtag, let's say you letak 1 plus 1, you hit enter, you will appear the result for you lah. If you putting hashtag in front of the code, right, it will not compute anything, right? Okay, so this is a command. So you can make all above as command by selecting all codes and hit Control plus, so Control plus Shift plus C together. Let's say for example, I letak this is a command. This is a not a command kan, tapi I just letak satu plain text, and then this is also a command. So kalau I nak make it all this statement as a command, I tak perlu letak kat depan one by one macam ni, right? I just select and click, hit Control, Shift and C. So it will automatically change the statement to command, right? Are you okay? So make sure you have two screens to listen to my lecture and doing the hands-on together synchronously, right? So now we already know how to command in R, right? So let's say we look at the vector, right? So how to assign object to how to assign element to object in R. We know that R is a case sensitive, right? Let's say kita letak X equal to 1 another one X, capital X equal to 1, it actually two different value lah. Kalau kita tengok dekat environment, they're going to have two object, small letter X and capital letter X, right? So we can assign value or element to object by using equal assignment, or we can use, sorry, I letak sini, this is R is case sensitive, right? Assigning value to object, right? So let's say kita nak assign value to object, kita boleh letak X equal to 1, right? This is one way to assign the object. Another one, X less than dash 1. So this is also how to assign object, a value to object, right? So kita ada dua lah. We can assign value to object by using equal expression, or by using this one, assign expression, right? So dia ada dua cara, right? There are two way to assign element to object in R, right? Either you are using equal sign or assign sign, right? So assign sign means this one is assigned to X, right? So I am preferred to use this. This is most preferred way to assign element, right, in our object, right? So kalau menggunakan this symbol, right? So bila you assign, you already know 1 is for X. So you boleh letak juga 1 more assigned to X1. So ini pun cara untuk assign, right? Dia akan dapat, maksudnya we know that 1 is assigned to X1. This is another way to assign elements in our object, right? Boleh nampak? So this is basic, right? So how to assign, how to command, right? So now let's look at when we have a vector. So creating a vector elements, right? So let's say kita ada beberapa value. Let's say instead of having one value here, right, we have several value. Let's say X, I have 1 2 3 4 5 value to assign into X. So we're going to use C, right, to assign more than one element into X object. So let's say 1 2 3 4 5. So this is a vector. So when you assign, you hit enter, you can see, right, you can see X is currently having 5 value, 1 2 3 4 and 5. Boleh? Do you understand? Any problem so far? Right. So as I said before, you can use either assign symbol or equal symbol, right, to assign the element to X object. So this is the first example. You can also use a capital X equal to C 1 2 3 4 5. This is also a vector, right? So means kalau you call balik, right, let's say you call this one small letter x, they will appear 5 element in x. Capital letter X also having 5 element in X. Alright. So another function in R, we can use sequence function. Right. Sequence function is basically we want to create, let's say, number 1 to element 1 to 10 without typing one by one. Let's say x1, right? I'm going to create a sequence of 1 until, say, 1 until 10. So now kalau I tekan x1, so I dah create 10 element in x1, right? So let's say there are another way without using sequence function. We can type 1 to 20, for example, right? So this one also a sequence, 1 double dot 20, means that it will create element for x2 1 until 20. Alright, so far are you okay? Boleh nampak kan? So let's say if you want to print or to call the vector, or any R object, right? So you can just type the name of the object. Let's say I just type x1, it will appear all the element in x1 object. Or I can use print function x1 to call x element in x object. So print function is useful when you are using for loops, right? Kalau kita menggunakan for loops, then this is very useful, right? Kalau you letak you just call the name of object, so maybe it will not print the value of R object. So you need to add some function which is print, right? So let's say another function in R, we have a repeated function, right? So for example, let's say we are using repeat function. Repeat function means that we're going to repeat some element how many times, right? So let's look at the repeat function, rep, right? To look at the documentation of the function, you just type question mark rep, right? Question mark of that function. So it will appear the documentation. So this is a replicate element of vector and list. So replicate kat sini, the description is rep replicate the value in x. It is a generic function, right? Generic function means that you don't need to call any packages. So the usage is rep x ... So rep x is an argument. Argument means that the value of vector that we're going to repeat, and it also ... means we have several argument that we can input. Either you are using times or you can use each, right? So time means the integer value giving non-negative number of time to repeat each element of it if of length x. Maksudnya, let's say kita guna, kita tunjuk satu lah. x1, this one tadi kita dah guna x2, x3, right? Let's say I nak create one element of 1, 3 and 4 and 4, and then I'm going to repeat 1 times equal to 10. Maksudnya I nak repeat 1 tu 10 kali. So bila I run dekat sini, let's say I call x3, so you nampak tak, I already repeat 1 10 times. So I just input 1, 3 and 4 for the first 3 elements, and for fourth element and onwards I letak sini 1 repeat 10 times. Alright. So kita boleh menggunakan this function juga, each, right? Let's say x4, right? Let's say I nak repeat 1 to 4 each 2 times. So maksudnya dia akan keluar macam ni. Kalau menggunakan argument each dekat sini, maksudnya I nak repeat 1 until 4 each, 1 tu 2 kali, 2 kali, 3 kali, 2 kali, 4 2 kali juga. Right? So you can see the result. 1 2 times, 2 2 times, 3 2 times, 4 also 2 times. So this is the function of repeat. Right? So now let's move to the next topic, right, which is R as most expensive calculator. So R also can be used as a calculator, as in Python or MATLAB or any programming software. We can do a calculation using normal expression lah. Let's say 1 plus 1. So plus means add, addition, right? So dia akan tambah lah. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, right? 2 minus 1. So minus dash means subtraction, right? And we can do multiplication, multiply. 2 multiply 2. 2 star 2 means, star means multiply, right? 2 multiply with 2. Right? And then let's say we want to do a division, 16 divide 4. So slash means division, right? Oops. Right. So if you want to do exponents, means power, let's say 4 power of 2. So tilde helfen means exponent or power. So 4 power of 2. Right? If you want to do a square root, just type square root, sqrt function of 16. So this is sqrt means square root of 2. Right? If you are using log 10 means log means natural log, right? So natural log of 10, right? And another function is ABS. Let's say ABS negative 916. ABS means absolute value, Means it's going to convert negative value to the positive value, right? And 15, let's say we want to find modulus. Modulus means we want to find the remainder of the division, right? So double percentage means modulus means a remainder. Remainder means 15 divided by 4. So the remainder, the balance of the division itu adalah dia akan keluarkan sebagai the balance of division is 3 kan. 15 divided by 4, balance is 3. So modulus of 15 divided by 4 is equal to 3. So this is R as a most expensive calculator lah. You can do a lot of mathematical calculation in using R. Right. Any problems so far? Do you understand? So I believe you already complete your assignment in data camp. I nampak ada 2-3 orang yang tak buat. So tak buat tu tak boleh buat lah. Right. Yang tak buat tu I consider as not interested to do. Right. So I believe once you already done the basic assignment in data camp, you already know all whatever I have told you just now. You already know, okay? So this is just a revision, right? Now let's look at comparison operators in R. Right, comparison operators in R. So operators means we're going to use equality function. Let's say 3 equal to 3. This is not a signed value because we have double equal, right? Double equal means we're going to find out whether 3 is equal to 3. Is it true 3 equal to 3? So we want to know that value lah. So you're going to result true because 3 is equal to 3, right? So this is very important thing to know when you want to do a subsetting of the data, right, in R. So let's say x equal to 3. So it's the same value, right? Okay, double equal is also equal to equality, right? So remember our x object, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to find which element in x is equal to 3. So it will going to appear the middle value ni lah. The middle element is true, sama dengan 3 lah. Yang lain semua false. So maybe now you cannot see the application, but kejap lagi once we enter subsetting data, you will appreciate this one, right? Remember, equal is not a signed value. It's not a signed operator. It's actually we want to find is it equal or not equal. Is it true that that value equal to that some value or not equal, right? So if you want to find non-equality, right, means let's say 3 is not equal to 4, right? So this is inequality, right? So it will show true lah. So 3 is not equal to 4 means true. Yep. Okay. So let's say we know that x is having, kita ada x 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yang tadi kita dah buat tadi mula-mula kan. Remember, x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's say we want to find x is not equal to 4. Right, x not equal to 4. So kita akan nampak dekat sini. So dia ada 4 value yang tak sama dengan 4. So let's say macam cara macam ni macam susah sikit lah kita nak faham kan. So let's say kita letak satu lagi function which is table. We want to know how many element x is not equal to 4 and how many element x equal to 4. Right? So we put x, table x not equal to 4. So they will tell us only one element x equal to 4 and there are 4 element x not equal to 4. Boleh Now, there another operator which is less than or more than. Let's say kita tengok 3 more than 4. Right. So this one we want to see greater than. So x 3 more than 4 is false lah. 3 is not more than 4. Right. So let's say kita nak cari 3 less than, you want to know whether 3 less than 4. So it's true, right? 3 is less than 4. So now let's look at example x tadi kan. Alright, so x tadi, remember we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to know how many element x is less than 3 and how many element x less than more than 3. So we just put x less than 3. So dia akan bagi tahu kat kita. So there are 2 element x less than 3 and ada 3 element x more than 3. So sini macam kalau kita ada 5 element ni, okey lah, boleh nampak. So let's say if we have 1,000 elements, 1,000 data, or millions data. So this approach is not practical lah. So we need to add another function which is table x less than 3. So it will summarize for us x less than 3 ada 2 element x less than 3. Yang lagi 3 elemen more than 3. Right? So another function is another expression is less than or equal to. Let's say 3 less than or equal to 4. So this one means less than or equal to. So it's the same function, right? The same function as less than, but this one we include equality, right? So we can say this one. Sorry, this is more than or equal to 4. So this is means more than or equal to. So let's say back to our example, which is we want to find how many elements in x is more than or equal to 4, or more than or equal to 3. Kita tengok, let's say table x more than or equal to 3. So it will find out, let's say kita tengok x value more than or equal to 3, we have 3 element more than or equal to 3. So dia akan summarize kat kita. There are 3 element in x that have value more than or equal to 3 and 2 element in x that have value less than 3. Right? So this is how we use comparison operator. So let's say kita tengok satu example. I create right. Let's say tengok empty cars. This is one of the data set ready made in R, right? So let's say kita tengok MPG. This is a mile per gallon. This is the first variable, right? I want to find by using empty cars data set, find how many element, how many data point having value more than 20. Can you do that? So now I show you the first one dulu, right? So let's say we are using empty cars, right? Empty cars. This is how we call a data set, variables, right? Empty cars more than, let's say more than 20, right? So if you are using this one, still remember yang ini kan? So dia akan keluar macam mana? This one, dia akan keluar true, false, kan? So this one, kalau you ada banyak data set, so you akan nampak serabut. You nampak sini, serabut kan? So what we need to do is, once we want to know how many elements, so we just add another function which is table, right? So they will tell us there are 14 elements in MPG having value more than 20 and 18 element less than 20, right? Now can you do another one? We find let's say horsepower. Find how many data point having value at the point for MPG, this one, right? Horsepower, kita nak ambil horsepower having value, this is more than 100 horsepower, let's say more than 100 lah, 110. Can you do this? Boleh tak buat this one? This is very basic class, right? If you fail to understand the basic, then in future if you want to do R programming, you will find more difficult. First you need to understand the basic. So find, using empty car dataset, find how many data point for horsepower having value more than 110. Boleh buat?
Sir.
Ya.
Mana nak dapat empty card dataset tu?
Empty car dataset is a ready-made dataset.
Oh.
You just type empty car, you akan dapat. Ada soalan? So how to do this?
Yang empty card tu bila dia keluar error in source.
Error?
Error in source.
Can you share your screen?
Sure.
Please share your screen. Mana?
Sekejap nak jalan mat.
You see, your problem is, I think, empty car, dia kena ada S, empty cars. Baru betul.
Tadi dah letak S. Lepas tu dia cancel juga.
Try tengok, I nak tengok. Run.
Oh. Ini. Ya Allah. Nah.
Alright, now you just go to session, ke atas tu, session. I nak you pergi ke session. Session, restart R. Okay, now tekan empty cars again. Wait, I think yours is daripada mula tak boleh ke?
Dari mula tu maksudnya yang dari kita try tadi ya?
Okay,
yang
nampak.
Okay je yang atasnya tu.
Alright, you just tutup, buka balik. I nak tengok. Tutup R Studio, buka balik. Don't save. Buka balik. You all having a same problem?
Last kali.
I think there should be no problem lah. You just start empty car, you will get the value lah, the data set. Just type empty car. I just want to see empty cars. Type empty car situ.
Okay, so dah boleh dah.
Alright. Okay. Alright. So quit presenting.
Okay.
Tutup presentation. Alright. So how to do this? By using empty car dataset, how to find data point for horsepower having value more than 110. So same as before, right? Just type empty cars with the variable horsepower more than 110. So it will tell us there are 18 data value more than 110 and 14 data value less than 110. Right. So now look at others useful mathematical function. Right. If you want to do exponential, right? Exponential, you just type exp 2, exponential of 2, right? Right. If you want to do a log base 10, means log 10 log base 10 2, so you will get the value. If you want to find sin, just type sin 1.23, so you will get the value of sin. If you want to find tangent, right, tangent means 10 1.23, so you will get the tangent value. If you want to find cosine, just type cos 1.23, so you will get the cos value. Right, this is another useful mathematical function in R. I believe all of the programming language have the same function. Right, now let's look at how to do a rounding number. If you want to round the number into some decimal places, right? Let's say to use rounding number, let's say you have some value, let's say pi, right? Pi is equal to 3.141593. So this is the value of pi, right? So let's say you want to round it up to the whole number. For the whole number, let's say round pi equal to 3. So let's say kita copy this one lah, bagi nampak sikit kan. So this is rounding to whole number, right? So let's look at the documentation of a round function, right? So you just type question mark round. So now round is a base package, right? So description round is the values in its first argument to the specific number of decimal places. Default is 0. If you're not specifying anything, any argument after the number, so the default is 0, means that they will round the number into a whole number lah, right? There will no decimal point. So now this is how you how you're going to use round. First argument is your x, comma, digit equal to 0. So digit is the integer indicating number of decimal places. So let's say you want to round to 3 decimal places, right? So you just type round, let's say 3.141593. You just type digits equal to 3. So now it will round your number to 3 decimal places, right? You also can ignore the argument digit, because this is the only argument after the first argument, right? So we can put as 3.1415 and comma equal to 3, right? So it will appear the same result, right? Okay, so let's say you want to round it to 2 decimal place, so you just type 2. So we will round it to 2 decimal places. Alright. Okay, any questions so far? So I hope you understand this one. This is very basic thing to know in R, right? Let's look at the second things, which is working with index. Working with index, right? As we know, if you want to create a new vector, right, we just type xc, right? This is to create an empty vector, right? So now x is having null value. There are no value in x. Tadi ingat kita dah store x equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now x is no value, right? So now let's say we want to create a vector. So tadi saya dah ulang benda yang sama juga. Okay, start with C. We create a vector 3, 4, 3, 6, 7, 8, 3, 9. This is some of the example. Saya letaklah apa-apa value pun kan. Creating valued vector. So when we call x, so dia akan dapat this value lah. So let's say we want to working with index, right? Means that let's say we want to call, let's say we want to call finding the value of in x position number 5. Position number 5. So remember, in R programming is a bit different with others programming language. If you are familiar with C++, the first value or the first element is a position number 0, right? Dalam C++, Python, Java, Perl, Julia, the first element in vector is position 0. But in R, the first element is position number 1. Right? So if you want to find out position number 5, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So supposed to be 8, right? So now to find the position the position number 5, we are using index, right? So index means kita akan menggunakan square bracket. Square bracket we call position number 5. So this is to find position value in x, position number 5. Let's say we want to find value in x, position number 1, 2, 4. So how are we going to do that? So I believe you already learned the basic thing previously, right, in the first session. So now how are we going to combine our first knowledge to this to find the value of position number 1 until number 4? We know that we're going to find, if you want to find the position number 5, we just use index strategy, which is a square bracket. So how to find position number 1 to number 4?
Use double titik.
Yes, double dot. So we can use double dot 1 to 4. So it will appear position number 1 until number 4. Right. So let's say we want to find value in X, position number 1, 4 and 6. So how are we going to do this? We already learned this one before. We just need to combine our knowledge into indexing. So how are we going to do that? You can use vector punya function kan. So C 1, 4 and 6. So this is X, this is 1, 4, this is 6, right? It's supposed to be 4, 7, 3, right? So let's say we want to find value in X, position 1 and 3. Another one kita ada berapa ni? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. 5 to 7. So how are we going to do that? Macam mana nak buat?
Combine yang atas dengan bawah.
Yeah, we just need to combine, right? So X, C, 1, 3, and then 5 to 7, right? Very simple. Right, whatever we have learned, we can do a combination of the method, right? Let's say to remove value in position 1. Remember, to remove a value in a position 1, right, in R, we just need to use negative sign. So let's say X negative 1. It means that we're going to remove the first value in X. So let's say I clear this one. X is equal to 1, 4, 3, 6, 7 kan. So this is the first value yang kita nak buang. So X negative 1, so kita sudah buang the first value in X. So do not confuse with other software package, right, such as Python. X negative 1 means that we're going to call for the last value, but in R, X negative 1 means we're going to remove the first value, right? Let's say we want to remove position number 2, 5 and 7. So how are we going to do that? Same function, right? Same function as calling, same function as removing. So x, either we can put c -2, -5, -7. So we're going to remove position number 2, number 5, number 7, right? Or we can do like this, right? X -c 2, 5, 7. So it's the same value, it's the same process. Either you want to put negative inside the number or negative in front the vector, right? Okay. Now again, right now, let's say I create another vector. Let's say I create a equal to c 140, and then -50, 20, -120, and 240. So a is equal to 5 element in a, right? And another one is b equal to -24, -50, 100, -350, and 10. So another 5 element in b. Now, since we already know how to do indexing, how to call position of the element in vector, so let's say we know in A there are some positive value and some negative value. Let's say we want to select data that have positive value. Positive value means value more than 0, right? So let's say we create another vector which is selection equal to a more than 0. So it will select a more than 0 lah, which is a positive value. Let's say we letak selection, so it will appear the first value of the element in A is positive value, third value also positive, fifth value also positive, right? So to select this one, we just use A using indexing selection, that's all. So it will select automatically the positive value. This is how we use the combination of the operators, expression, and indexing. So it will only select the positive value in A, right? So this is how we do a selection lah. So let's say we want to select data that contain value equal to 20 in A. So how are you going to do that? How are we going to do that? Let's say we want to do that, means we're going to start with the first selection lah. Selection 1 equal to A equal to 20, right? So selection 1, kita tengok di sini ada satu saja value yang equal to 20. Kalau kita tengok dalam A ni, satu saja equal to 20, right? So how to select that 20 and display 20 itu saja. So selection 1, right? Sorry, we use A selection 1. So it will appear only 20. Right. So let's look at the empty car dataset. Empty cars dataset, right? So do you understand the concept here? Boleh faham konsep ni? So let's say kita menggunakan empty car dataset. We want to select value of MPG more than Tadi kita dah tengok kan more than 20 macam mana kan. So it's the same concept lah basically. Let's say we want to select value more than 20 and less than 10 contoh, right? So using empty cars dataset, select mpg more than 20 and less than 10. So how are we going to do that? Try to figure out now. Macam mana nak buat? So empty cars mpg, right? Empty cars mpg less than 10 or empty car mpg more than 20. So we're going to use or function or argument. This is representing or, the palang tu, right? Straight slash. So it will appear mpg more than 20 and mpg less than 10. Since there are no mpg less than 10, so there are no value less than 10 lah, right? Alright, ataupun kita boleh change sedikit, less than, more than, let's say more than 30 and less than 20, right? So less than 20, more than 30. So it will appear less than 20, right? And more than 30, right? Or instead of using equal, right, you also can use another operator such as in, percentage. Let's say selection 1 a percentage in percentage 20. Maksudnya we want to find a equal to 20. Instead of using equal, we can use percentage in percentage. So a selection 1, so it will select equal to 20. Okay, so this is how you using indexing for a numerical variable, right? So from line 1 until line 138, we already look at how to deal with the numerical data. So I just go through in this session just very briefly. So if you want to, so you will learn in detail in your assignment, right? So assignment I already provide to you a data camp platform, assignment 1 until assignment number 5. Please complete before 23rd October, before this week lah, end of this week. So now let's look at creating non-number in a vector. So just now we already look at how to create a number vector. So let's look at how to create non-number vector. So to create non-number vector is very simple. Same process, same step. Name, let's say this is the object that I want to create. Name C equal to, let's say I put my name Muhammad Nasir Abdullah. So this is already my new vector. So just to put double quote here in my element. So double quote represent string lah, character, right? Nanti kita akan tengok type of data lah. Right, we can put many number, many object, non-number object. Let's say Muhammad. This is the first object, first element. Right. The second element is Nasir. You just maintain with the double quote. So if you can see name, kita ada tiga object, tiga element in object name. Right. So we can see the class of the vector. Right. So the class of vector, this is to see the type of variable or vector. Right. So it will appear character lah. Kalau kita tengok yang tadi tu, A is equal to number kan. A is number. So if you put class A, it will display numeric. Right. So this is a numeric, and when you put a non-number, it will appear as a character. Normally we can change character to vector. Nanti saya akan tunjuk, right? So just now we already look at how to use a repeated function, right? If you want to repeat some element, we no need to create a type that element repeatedly. We just use repeat function. Let's say I use another object. I create BG boy girl, C boy and girl. So I'm using repeat function. So in repeat function we have either each, let's say kita tengok repeat, kita ada either times, length, each and so on lah. Ataupun kita boleh combine these two, right? So I'm going to show you one by one. Each equal to 50 means that what we want to do here is we want to create boy 50 times and then followed by girl 50 times. So if you run this one, you can see the value that I already ini kat sini. Alright, baru betul. Right. So BG. So you nampak kat sini, first I create boy 50 times followed by girl 50 times. Right, each 50 times. So let's say I'm going to create boy girl side by side 50 times. So I'm using repeat function, C boy girl, girl, and then this one times equal to 50, right? So when we call BG2, so kalau you nampak dekat sini, boy girl first set, boy girl second set, so until 50 set, right? This is how we use a repeated function in non-number vector. Right. So we can also replace the number, let's say working with string, right? We can use sub function. There are a lot of functions, sub, G sub, and so on. So let's look at sub function, question mark, sub. So dia ada banyak pattern matching and replacement for non-numerical vector. We can use grab L, sub, G sub, register expression, greg expression, reg exact, right? So I will show you one which is sub. So I want you, your assignment, your task for today, after complete this session, you should go and find how to use grab, how to use grab L, sub, G sub, and so on, right? So where to use and when to use, right? So Now, sub means that this is a function. The first argument is pattern. Pattern means the character string contain the regular expression, and then followed by replacement. What we want to replace, and then this is x. X means the character vector where the match are solved. Right, now yang lain-lain tu you boleh tengok ignore case false, pearl equal to false, fix false, semua ni tak perlulah. Right, kita boleh tengok the description here. Now, so let's say I want to change value in name, which is this one, right? Name Muhammad Nasir Abdullah, right? I want to change the last character Abdullah to the grade, right? So I'm using sub, right? I'm calling the word that I want to change, which is Abdullah, right? And then I comma replacement, which is the grade, right? And so dekat mana yang nak change? Dekat name, right? Name. So kalau you nampak dekat sini, dia sudah tukar lah. Sorry, this one I panggil dekat sini, I buat dua kan. This is 2, so I panggil sini, right? Baru nampak dia punya ni, right? Okay, sama juga kalau you tukar dekat yang ada banyak elemen pun, dia still akan cari the word that you want to change. So now your task is, when we finish our session today, find how to use grep L, gsub, and others function, including sub. So make one nice report how to use this one, and some description, and then dengan note sekali lah. Nanti I akan sediakan platform dalam future, you need to submit that task. So you need to submit by today lah. Right, now let's look at another function in R, addition of two vector. Just now we already look at how to do R as a most expensive calculator. We already know what is the symbol for addition, what is the symbol for subtraction, multiply, division, and so on. Now, this is for a single value, right? So now we are working with vector element, right? Now, let's say I have x equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Ada 6 elemen, and then y is equal to, let's say I letak apa-apa elemen pun tak kisah, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So ada another 6 element, right? Now, if you can see x, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, y 7, 8 until 12. So now if I want to do a addition of x and y, addition x plus y. So x plus y, apa yang R akan buat? 1 plus 7, 2 plus 8 equal to 10, 1 plus 7 equal to 8, 3 plus 9 equal to 12, 4 plus 11 equal to 4 plus 10 equal to 14, 5 plus 11 equal to 16, 6 plus 12 equal to 18, right? So dia akan direct addition for each element. Boleh? Now, let's say I have another vector which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ada 5 elemen saja dalam Z object. Right? Let's say I want to use x plus z. So x plus z, kalau kita tengok dekat sini, for x value, x object, we have 6 element. For z object, we have 5 element. Right? So the length of the element is not same. So kalau kita tengok length of element, so kita length X, so kita ada 6 element. Length of Z, we have 5 element. Sorry, we have 5 element, right? So for X plus Y, right, length Y ada 6 element kan, so X plus Y is no issue will be happen lah, because it has the same element. When X plus Z, where Z have 5 element, X have 6 element, so kita tengok sini, so dia akan bagi warning message, but R still compute the value but it will provide a warning message. A warning message dia kata X plus Z, longer object length is not a multiple of shorter object length. Masuk dekat sini, kita tengok X is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Z is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X plus Z, so apa yang dia buat dekat sini, 1 plus 1 equal to 2, right? 2 plus 2 equal to 4, 3 and 3 equal to 6, 4 and 4 equal to 8, 5 and 5 equal to 10. But kat mana dia dapat 7 ni? Maksudnya 6 dia akan patah balik dekat 1 dekat sini. Right, 6 plus 1 equal to 7. This is how R do it, right? Sebab the length of the vector element is not equal. So dia akan ambil the first element balik, dia akan ulang. Right? So sama juga if you are using X multiply with Y. So dia akan direct multiply lah. Right? This is X, this is Y. Direct multiply. 1 multiply with 7, 2 multiply with 8 equal to 16 and so on. Right? Okay, we can also do a division, y x divided by y, right, and x minus y pun boleh juga, right? So all the logical mathematical symbol for computing boleh pakai dalam vector, right? So now let's look at how to combine two vector into one vector, right? So to combine two vector into one vector, let's say we have x 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and y equal to 7 until 12, and we know that the length of y and length of x is equal to 6, and the length of y also equal to 6. Alright, sorry. Right. Right. So if you want to combine two vector, we have two choices. Either to combine by row or to combine by column. Right. Right. So let's look at how to combine by row. To combine by row means that it will combine x and y. Let's say kita nak combine x and y by row. So maksudnya x di atas, y kat bawah. So we are going to use rbind function. X dekat atas, y dekat bawah. So dia akan letak macam ni. So otherwise kita nak letak rbind y dekat bawah, y dekat atas, x dekat bawah. Sama juga. So the first argument dekat sini represent the first row. The second argument represent the second row. Right? Boleh? Okay? This is how to combine by row. Right? Next is to combine by column. To combine by column, we're going to use cbind. x, comma y. Means that we're going to combine the first column is x, the second column is y. So dia akan jadi macam ni. Otherwise kita boleh letak y x, means the first column is y, the second column is x. Boleh? So now this is the smooth example when you have same length, right? Let's say we have unequal length, let's say x and z, right? If you want to combine two unequal length of vector, so let's say kita combine by row, r bind x by z. So they still akan combine, but it will provide some message. So apa yang kita nampak dekat sini, z until 1 to 5. So x is 1 until 6. So the first value of x is 1 to 6. The second row 1 2 3 4 5, and the last value it will repeat the first element in z. Right? Sama juga combine, C-bind x and z. So still will provide a warning message, and then it will still do a combination. So 1 2 until 5 for z, right? Dia akan repeat the last element ni, dia akan letak the first element in z balik, because x is larger, the length of x is more than length in z. Okay. Alright. So now, are you okay? Are you clear with this one? Right. So kita nak habiskan sikit lagi. Right. So once we already finish this one, then you can do your assignment peacefully. And when you do your assignment, you should be able to understand more than what I have taught today. Right. Let's look at dimension. Nanti kita tengok dimension. Let's look at matrix. Matrix. Let's say I for R bind ni, let's say I ambil C bind ni lah. C bind ni I letak R equal to C bind X and Y. So when we call R is equal to this type of formation lah. Kalau kita tengok class of R, right? So dia akan bagi tahu dekat sini, this is a matrix and this is array, matrix array. So dia akan, bila kita combine, dia akan combine dalam bentuk matrix, right? So if you have non-matrix, you want to convert it to a matrix, so we create as dot matrix R. So class R, so dia akan beritahu benda yang sama lah, sebab benda ni benda yang sama, right? So matrix means if you want to combine, if you want to as matrix means if you want to convert the data set to matrix, right? If you have matrix, let's say if you want to do a matrix transpose matrix, right? Transpose matrix, we just type, tadi kalau kita tengok R kat sini, dia adalah bentuk 6 by 2 kan, 6 by 2. Let's say you want to transpose, you just type TR, it will transpose to 2 by 6 matrix, right? Okay. And also we can save this one as G. Benda yang sama lah, kita boleh save any work into G, right? Okay, now, so if let's say matrix multiplication, right? Matrix multiplication, let's say I put V. So to do a matrix multiplication, we just need to put percentage multiply percentage. Let's say R percentage multiply percentage G. Right, remember R is having 6 by 2, G is having 2 by 6. So if you multiply 6 by 2 and 6 by 2 multiply dengan 2 by 6. So kita akan dapat 6 by 6 kan? 6 by 6 matrix, right? Betul? So if you run this one, so kita panggil V, we will get 6 by 6 matrix. So this is a normal matrix multiplication lah. If you do R multiply with G, so dia tak akan boleh lah. Sebab R multiply with G, it should have a square matrix. Square matrix, let's say, you have 2 by 2 matrix. So dia akan direct. Maksudnya, let's say we have V and V. Let's say I want to multiply V multiply with V. So, baru dia boleh. Apa yang dia buat dekat sini? 50 multiply with 50, 250. 58 multiply with 58, so 334. Right, so this is not a matrix multiplication lah. So this is how we do a matrix multiplication, right? So if you want to find inverse matrix, right? Inverse matrix, we just type solve V, right? So if there are no inverse matrix, means that the matrix is singular matrix. So in statistics, when we have a singular matrix, means that something not right, we cannot proceed with the computation of the likelihood function, right? If you already learn STA 150, right, how to compute a likelihood function, right, semua tu dalam matrix punya calculation lah, right? You understand? So later, once you do assignment, you will learn a lot. If you're not doing your assignment, means that you will left out a lot, right? So in my class, I just show something in brief, right? In detail, you should do your assignment. Now let's look at the next topic for this week, right? Which is data types. Data types in R, right? First, we have character. Character is a string or individual character lah. Character means is a string value lah, means a perkataan lah. And then we have numeric, which is any real number, right? And then number 3, we have integer, right? Any integer, right? Or whole number, right? I believe you already learned this one in database, in C++. You already know the type of variable, whether in programming, right? Integer, numeric, character, and we have also factor. Is a categorical or qualitative variable. Number 5, we have logical variable, which is a variable composed of true or false value, right? Kita dah tengok tadi dalam logical expression, kita ada true or false value, that is a logical expression. And 6, here we have date and post CX city. This is a present calendar date, right? So let's look at the first one, which is character, right? Character, when we do class, let's say class, kita boleh tengok So this one is a character, right? So let's say another one, number 2, numeric. Let's say kita tengok class C1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a numeric data value, right? Let's say number 3, integer. Right, let's say we look at 1 until 10. This is integer. Let's say number 4 is logical. Right, let's say class C T false. So this is a logical. In R, there are certain alphabet yang already well reserved. Right? Alphabet yang well reserved dalam R is T, capital T. Sorry, this is capital T and capital F. So capital T represent true, capital F represent false. So kita tak boleh nak override this one. So this is a reserved character dalam R. And then we have number 5, which is factor. Right, factor. Let's say we look at class factor. Let's say boy, girl. Let's say I copy this one 5 times. Salah kat sini, right? Yep. So kalau kita tak letak factor, maksudnya dia akan read sebagai character lah. If you look at this one, let's say I keluarkan factor dekat sini, right? So dia akan read sebagai character. So kita kena letak factors to read as factor, right? Now, so you already understand the data types in R. Let's look at data frame. So in R, the data set usually represent in data frame format. So let's say we have X, Y, and Z, right? So let's say we want to combine these 3 data set into one data set. Let's say I'm using cbind X, Y, and Z, right? This is how to combine by column, right? So dia keluar warning because apa ni? Sebab apa dia keluar warning bila I run this one? Because Z have length of Z is not equal to length of X and Y. Kalau kita tekan combine dekat sini, nampak tak dekat belakang ni dia akan replace for the first element dekat sini, right? To know whether this is a matrix data set, data type ke apakah, kita letak class combine, right? So this is a matrix data set, right? So now if you want to convert it to a data frame, right? Right, contoh kita tengok sini lah, nak tengok the class of the type of each variable ni, kita menggunakan str, lagi senang, right? Combine, this is to see the structure of data types, right? So kalau kita tengok structure ni, dia kata dekat sini this is a character, walaupun this is a numeric, right? Bila kita combine, dia kata this one is a character, right? So what we need to do is we need to change the data type to numeric, Remember tadi macam mana kita change data type to matrix? We are using as matrix kan. If you want to change to numeric, right, we just type before we do that, right, before we change to numeric, since this is still a matrix presentation, we need to convert this one to data frame. To convert to data frame as data.frame combine. So kalau kita run combine balik, kita nampak dekat sini, this is a data frame and each value adalah numeric dekat sini. Nanti kita tunjuk yang this one, right. So yang lain-lain tak payah tukar lah, sebab these are all x value, x, y, z ni semua adalah numeric kan. So when we convert to data frame, so the data types of this data frame should be numeric lah. So this is a data frame, each variable is numeric, right. Now I want to show you something else. Let's say we have x 1 2 3 4 5 6 and y equal to 1 2 3 4 5 ada 6 length juga. Let's say I letak length of x dekat sini, y of y, right. So now I tahu kat sini x ada 6 elemen, y also have 6 element, but in x I have numerical, y also have numerical. Let's say I create another variable which is z, categorical character variable, right. Let's say this is Ahmad, Abu, Darwish, lagi apa, Lailor, lagi apa, 1 2 3 4, let's say Mina, oops, lagi satu nama apa, Jafar, contoh, right, length z. So semua dia ada 6, but now notice now, let's see itu satu lagi, combine vector to data frame with non numeric vector, right. So now kita ada x is having a numerical data, right. Kalau kita tengok class of x, so dia beritahu dekat sini, this is a value of x, this is a length of x, and this is a numeric data type of x. Class of y also numeric, but this one, let's see, length of x, class of z, right. So z, we have 6 value, and then this is a character. So now if you want to combine, right, combine, this is combine 1, so right, kita guna cbind because I want to combine it by column. Let's say x, y and z. Remember tadi apa yang kita buat dekat atas, the first step ni, right, first step kita combine all, z dekat atas ni adalah z numerical, right, remember. So bila kita combine, semua cantik, semua akan jadi numerical, we no need to change anything. But now we have one vector which is character, right. When we combine this one, so dia apa yang kita akan dapat, let's say kita tengok class combine, so this is under still under matrix, right. So kita tengok combine 1 as data frame combine 1, right. So str combine 1. So nampak dekat sini apa yang dia buat dekat sini. Kalau kita tengok daripada yang first tadi, semua x, y and z adalah numerical. Bila kita convert ke dalam data frame, semua akan jadi numerical. But here, only X and Y are numerical. Z is categorical character variable, right? So when we combine, dalam data frame, first variable and second variable will automatically convert to character, right? So now kita kena buat, kita kena change lah, change class of X and Y to numeric, right? So combine one, right? Combine one as numeric, combine one X. So jangan lupa this one kena panggil X juga, right? So baru dia akan tukar. Kalau kita tengok str, tengok the first one I dah tukar kepada numeric. Now for the second one, Y as numeric, combine one X. So bila kita panggil str combine one, so dia akan tukar the first variable X and Y become numeric. But before we go further, I terlupa nak bagi tahu satu. When we convert our data to data frame, right? To call the variable name, let's say str. This is the variable name, right? Padam ni nampak serabut kan, right? Right. Kita tengok structure of data frame ni kan. So dia akan bagi tahu apa dekat sini. This is the type of data set. This is under data frame. We have 6 observation with 3 variables, right? $sign X. $sign X means that kalau kita convert to data frame, if you want to call the variable in the data frame, we should call the variable with $sign. So for example, let's say combine one ni, I nak call variable X. So I need to put $sign X. So dia akan call variable X. Right, let's say I tukar variable Y, variable Z. Right. So this is how we call the variable in the data frame. Right. Okay. I think we should stop there. Nanti kita akan sambung sikit lagi. So your assignment